The Fool, Jeremy Carl. Everybody plays the fool.
There's no exception to this rule. Listen, maybe, it may be practical, it may be cruel, but sometimes everybody plays the fool. Judges, Toastmasters, and guests. How many of us remember that song? It was a pretty good tune. It also taught a pretty good lesson. At some point in our lives, we're all going to be the fool. We're all going to get our heart broken. We're all going to misplace our trust in friends, families, and loved ones. We're all going to fail to live up to expectations. We're going to get hurt. We're going to be used and abused. We're going to get played. We're going to feel embarrassed. Because after all, that's what being a fool means to most people, but not to me. I look at the fool as taking a risk, starting a new journey. Some of you may know that I read tarot cards. I've been doing this for 30 years. I've been studying the art and imagery of a tarot deck to learn the individual symbols of each card, their meaning and their archetypes. Do you know what the first card in every tarot deck is? The Fool. Without him, we ain't going nowhere. The Fool is the one that interacts with all the other cards in a tarot deck, learns the lessons from their archetypes. There's even a name for it. It's called the Fool's Journey. And it represents all of our journeys, the human experience. It represents the time we go from ignorance to wisdom, from not knowing what we're doing to mastery. And it's a trip that we all have to take. And our fool does look like he's ready to take a trip. He's got his little sack. Seems to be happy, whistling to the sky, walking along almost aimlessly. This is because the fool doesn't seem concerned over where he's going to end up. He understands that the value is in the journey, not in the destination. At the same time, he doesn't seem overly concerned about his past. He understands that all of his successes, all of his mistakes and his miscues are going to come along with him, but they're not going to influence him. That's what's in the sack. All of his experiences of his past life. But you can see, they're behind him. They don't influence where he's going. He understands that there is no such thing as failure. That everything we have, all our experiences are just there for us to learn from and to grow. Thomas Edison took over 5 years and 10,000 attempts to create the electric light bulb. A reporter once asked him how he kept going after so many years of failure. Edison told the reporter, "I didn't fail. I just found 9,999 ways it didn't work." Every day, I see people who are afraid to take the risk. So they never ask that girl or that guy out because they've been rejected in the past. They never try to start that business because they see their friends or their neighbors and they've lost everything trying to start a business. Or maybe their friend succeeded, and now that business consumes them and they have no time for anything else. In short, they've given up their dreams. A couple of years ago, after I had been downsized from my third or fourth company as many years, I decided to start my own business. Everybody said I was crazy. What did I know about starting a business? What skills did I have? Did I have an MBA from Harvard or Yale? In this economy, with everybody losing their jobs, I was going to start my own business? They called me foolish. And that is exactly who I needed to be. I needed to take that risk. I needed to start that new journey. I needed to get myself out there. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone, so you have to take chances. That's where the magic happens. Now I know many of you are still looking at our fool and you're saying, he's walking off the cliff. And that's exactly right. He is. This represents the risk and the unknown. It represents taking a chance, starting that new journey. And I believe one thing, that if you step off this cliff, one of two things is going to happen. Either more cliff is going to magically appear under your feet, or you will learn to fly. Thank you.